Hey guys, this is Wise Guy Talks coming to you somewhere deep in the heart of North Texas. I am the Wise Guy, Guy Midkiff, and tonight we're going to have a special show regarding entrepreneurs that live in our local area. The name of the show is going to be Should Conservative Businesses Come Out of the Closet? Thanks for joining us. I'll be right back with you. Joey Kramer, how are you doing today, brother?
Man, I'm a great guy.
Really?
I got whiskey. I'm going to have a cigar. And I'm hanging out with two awesome people.
Well, with at least one awesome. I don't know that I qualify.
I don't qualify.
And we have Nathan Cato Ton with us today. He's kind of like my color man.
Yeah,
he provides a little bit of text and, it just kind of makes the show a little more exciting. How are you doing today, bro?
Pretty good. So just in case I'm Nathan Cato, okay?
We call him Cato.
Why do you call you Cato?
Yeah, from the Pink Panther.
Green Hornet.
Oh, okay. I got it. Got it.
So, yeah, we already have a little dispute exactly where the name came from, but I like it, Cato, so that's what we're going with.
I was wondering when you texted him today, I was like, Cato, who the fuck is that? It's like...
All right, man. So in this episode, the reason I came to this, Joy, by the way, should I call you Dr. C, Dr. J, Joy? What do you like to be called?
Joey is perfect.
You sure?
Yeah, I don't know if using doctors, I use that term loosely.
All right. Well, Dr.
Okay.
J.
Okay,
right?
that's fine. I don't want to be Dr. J.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that name's already used anyhow, so you can't have it. But the idea of the episode came to me when, during a conversation, kind of just a fleeting discussion we were having, you made the parting comment that your business has grown considerably since you took up a presence on Facebook, a conservative website, and you talked about how that had, brought some conservative people into the community. And I said, oh, damn, that's a good idea for a show right there. So that's why we're here. And did you even realize at the time when you said that to me that I may be cooking that up in my little brain as a good show topic?
No, I had no idea.
Well,
you were just asking me how business is going, and I was just telling you.
Well, I'm pretty nosy like that. But Cato over here, he also owns a local business as well. And I think he's going to give a little bit of balance. He's going to come from a different direction. He's got a different type of crowd than you do. And tell me about your crowd. Tell me about your business and tell me about your typical patient.
Okay, so, I'm a chiropractor. That's what I do with my business. And I help people, really the big three that people are looking for are, they're looking for energy. They're looking for better sleep. They want less stress, better quality of life, right? Sure. That's really what they're coming into practice for. And it's been really a journey of navigation on finding the right client, right? I came out of school wanting to serve military people, right? Because I love our military. I love taking care of them. And they're fun to be around because there's no bullshit. They come in, they have a fun time, they shoot you straight, and it's not a lot of drama, right? There's not this, you don't have to tiptoe around them. And so as we've gone through this journey of the last 4 years of practice, what I've noticed, and I have a trend, is that all of my patients that stay around and stick with me for a long period of time, they are very conservative in their life. They're conservatives, they're pro-Trump. They are people who are pro-Republican. They are people who are pro-United States. They're pro-military. They are all have these commonalities that they believe that our country is the greatest country to ever be in business in, period. And this doesn't come to a head until this year when COVID and all this nonsense started, right?
Well, let's dig into that. I find it kind of curious. Why would a conservative be more interested in having their back erected or whatever you call that than somebody that's not conservative?
Well, I think both of them want to do it, right? I think the majority of people, you can have a liberal or a conservative come in, but what I found is that the patients who are more into the liberal philosophy work their way out of my practice faster.
Why is that? I mean, do you help them?
Well, let's just talk about it, right? So if you're sitting in a doctor's office waiting room, right? And let's say you got 5-10 people hanging out, and one of them is an ammunition manufacturer, one of them's a Navy SEAL, one of them's Secret Service for the current VP, and they're talking about how awesome Donald Trump is. What are you going to do?
Probably not have a lot of things to discuss with you.
Absolutely nothing. You're going to hate it. You're going to be pissed.
So, Joey, do you engage your clients about politics?
All the time.
Well, good.
Why not? They need to. You have to talk about these things, right?
So you have no No reservation.
No reservation whatsoever.
Great. Good for you.
Right? Because if somebody comes in and they want to, and I think health is more than just a back adjustment, right?
Yes.
Or a neck adjustment in this perspective, especially in today's day and age, because you have so much stress being inundated on people
Yeah.
that it's causing them to shut down their health,
Yeah.
right? So
So, l- would you engage someone that is a liberal and is open-minded?
yes,
Well,
I do it
good.
in the practice.
That's very good.
You know, but the problem I have to draw a line with them, though. I don't like him coming in and saying that, Trump is a buffoon or he's a dumbass or he's all these things, because I'm like, there's no truth to that. And you don't ever hear me say Slow Joe is, that thing. I don't go that way with them. I always argue policy. I don't argue people.
So you're very respectful.
Yeah.
What is the, without of course naming a name, what is the worst episode that you can think of where somebody was just downright rude, off the reservation, crazy, nasty in their comments to you or one of your patients?
I have a older gentleman who came in and he just goes, Trump's a dumbass, just right in the middle of the room, right? And one of my other really conservative patients goes, well, where are you getting that from? And like, the guy doesn't give a source, and he goes, because everything he's done has made this country pretty amazing.
Right.
Right. And that was it. I mean, like, it's never been really aggressive from that standpoint. I think most of my conservatives are more of the respectful, right? They would actually engage in the conversation, right? They're more like, okay, well, why is Trump a racist, right? Like, we like to talk about this in politics because nobody can back it up, because he said something in the 80s, right, along those lines, but nothing that's ever been presented current day.
Yeah, but he received all kind of civil rights awards. I mean, up until he ran for president of the United States, he's pretty well liked by Jesse Jackson and the Reverend Al Sharpton.
Everybody loved him.
Yeah, he was friends with Hollywood and
Hollywood, big time.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys were beating up each other to be on his show.
Yeah.
For crying out loud.
And so that's what's really been really interesting to me, because there's no weight behind it, right? So
Yeah.
yeah.
So did this guy stay as a customer for you, or did he move on?
Yeah, he stayed, and we stopped talking about politics. He just wouldn't come in and talk about it, right? So he got really quiet on that side of things, and we just kept it really superficial. It was all about, how's your family, how you feeling, those things.
So do you have advice for potential, for a business that may be owned by a conservative? And by the way, I did do some research, and I found out that phenomenally some 65-70% of all small businesses are owned, strangely enough, by a conservative. And I wonder why that is.
I wonder.
I think maybe when the government passes new regulation, when they pass new taxation, when they make it difficult for you to do your business, it impacts you a hell of a lot more than it does Purina or one of the major, companies, Johnson & Johnson or someone like that. I think you guys...
How much money did Amazon make because of the government shutdown?
Oh my gosh. In
Tons.
the billions.
Billions. How many more billions rich did the founder of Amazon become off of COVID?
Yeah.
Same with Walmart. Same with those guys. I mean, they made millions, billions of dollars.
Walgreens.
Even
right?
to this day, a lot of people think that Walmart is a conservatively owned and run company, and nothing can be further from the truth. The Sam Walton.
They donated $750 million to Black Lives Matter,
Yeah.
a terrorist organization.
Yeah. I think Sam would roll in his grave if he saw what had happened to his children. What a shame.
But here's the interesting thing, guys. So who is getting shut down right now?
It's the small businesses.
Small business conservative ownership.
They're getting crushed.
Why are they doing that?
That's a good question. Well, first of all, I think it's geographic to go to your answer of the why, because geographically you look like Gavin Newsom, and you look at Fredo or whatever his name is, the Governor Cuomo from New York, and it's like these guys cannot beat up on small businesses enough. I mean, they're destroying them. Look at this guy, Danny Presti, the guy that owns Max Public House in Staten Island. I mean, they throw him in jail twice now. And it's not the police department. It's the jackbooted thugs that dress up as sheriffs that are henchmen for, the mayor of New York. This guy's been arrested twice.
It's interesting. There's a guy I hear about. His name is Ian Smith. He's a gym owner in New Jersey.
Now that guy.
He has $300,000 in fines, and he still runs his business 100% capacity, and he's open.
Yeah.
And none of those fines will ever hold up in federal court because they're unconstitutional. You cannot force someone to shut down their livelihood.
But what is it about these particularly? I mean, to some extent, the Texas governor got involved with this a little bit as well. You know, he kind of made it pretty difficult for businesses here in Texas. Not nearly as bad as Cuomo did, but what is it about these guys that want to just destroy and murder every single business that they can get their hands on, particularly small businesses? What do they always say? Follow the science. We will follow the science.
But where's the science from? And who pays for the science?
Yeah.
That's the next question I have. Because if
Pfizer.
you follow it, Pfizer, Moderna, right? Who's paying for the vaccine?
Yeah.
Right? So you follow the person who creates the fear and then they create the cure. In the same sentence, that's a problem in itself.
Well, that discussion, let's leave it off. Let's go back to
Your original question that you
yes,
asked.
that's
Because
correct.
we're way far off on here.
I don't
but
even remember what the hell
Your
it
original
was.
question
By
was,
the way,
is there a benefit?
I'm going to be smoking this tonight. This is an Andalusian bull. Man, you ain't lived till you smoke one of these babies.
I've never had one.
And the one that I'm giving, I'm popping Cato Man's cherry tonight because he's never had a cigar. So
Yeah.
I do have a barf bag
this is
in
the
the
first
backyard.
one. I don't smoke, but I
Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do?
I do drink.
So anyhow, he's going to be popping that tonight. It's made with the green leaf, and it's a really mild cigar. So
Wait, it's made in China?
no, I will have no Chinese. I don't want asbestos in my cigars. Where the hell were we? That's
Okay,
why
so
you're here.
let's go on this thing. So
Yeah.
is it beneficial for a conservative to actually come out
Thank
and
you.
say, I am a conservative business owner?
Right.
I think so. Why? Because people want to do business with the people they know, like, and they trust. They want to feel safe to be able to come in and have a normal conversation, right? And this is what I know about conservative business owners. Most of them don't require a mask. So if you don't want to wear one, you can go in their store and they're not going to give you a fit. Most of them in this day and age are actually somebody who will be fair with their pricing. They'll be fair with their services, and they actually give a damn about you,
Yeah.
right? That's what I see happen.
But I want to talk to you about that. Well, first of all, before we go into that, Cato, you've got a different business. We're trying to stay away from the specific name of your business for
Yeah, okay,
various
so-
reasons. But
Okay, so
what's your
yeah, so
view of this?
Joey, what's your average medium income for your customers?
I don't have an answer for you on that. They all
Okay,
live in
so,
Southlake.
how-
So
what-
what's the average income of Southlake? 400K?
Yeah,
500K?
probably
Okay.
in there.
What about education wise?
Education wise, doctoral level, or
Okay,
or
so-
maybe they're CEOs, they're executives, they're business owners, right?
Okay. So what, you think business like mine, which is a different type of business,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, maybe lower education wise,
It
income,
could.
yeah, income wise, but does it matter?
doesn't matter for you.
Yeah, for customers that are not mostly conservative.
But you have to have a conversation when they come in and see you, don't they?
Well, we'll try not to
Really?
because
You don't talk to your.
I do if I know for sure that you are a conservative. I will approach you and I will talk about it. But then I had a few incidents.
What's the worst incident
The
you've ever
worst
had?
one was there was prior to this lady coming in, there was a lady that had Fox News on. I don't find Fox News that,
They've become quite neutral.
I don't. I'm
Yeah,
not a fan of
I-
Fox News.
yeah,
So
I don't find it very conservative to the point where I disagree with them. So anyway, so she came in. She didn't notice the TV was on, so she walked back, sat in the chair, and she looked up and she's like, "Fox News." She got off the chair, went up straight to the manager's desk, and asked me why the hell Fox News is on. So I'm thinking, okay, this lady is crazy. So what should I do? So I told her,
is she a long-term patient? Is she
No,
a
no,
long-term client?
yeah, well, she's a regular.
Is she a regular client? Okay.
Yeah, not. She comes once in a while. But
Okay.
anyway, so I asked her, could there be another person watching it?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we went back, and surely enough, there was a lady that was watching it. I'm like, she was here first, and she wanted Fox News on, so I had it on. So I give her the respect.
That's a fair answer.
Guess what she did? She blew up. She's like, racist people. She walked out.
So you're racist if you watch Fox News.
Well, she didn't call me racist, but she said racist people, assuming, people in
Yeah.
the salon.
Well,
So I'm like, okay.
just in case people can't.
So I'd rather lose her than lose the other conservative people in the room.
I would too,
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yeah,
you
because
lose
he's
her? Did you lose her?
well, I wish that she would never come back. No, that's my
But,
point because I
here's the
don't.
problem, though. If you deliver an amazing service,
Yeah.
people from all walks of life are going to come in.
Well, here's the
That's
thing. It's a great service, but the thing is, would you want to have that psychotic lady coming back
No, I
and
don't.
have to deal with her?
I do not want them in my office.
Yeah.
I
So
do not want them.
even though she's bringing you, the money, but
I don't want their money.
yeah,
The
she's-
same money that goes to fund abortion mills. I don't want it.
Yeah.
Get the hell out of my office. I don't want you in here.
So if she's a liberal and she's very open-minded and she comes in, she's like, "Oh, I don't like Fox News. Can you have me sit at the other side of the room where you can have on CNN?" I'm willing to do it.
I will do that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll put you in a room where people are like-minded with you. I won't talk politics with you. That's fine. I'll leave you alone.
But when
Yeah.
she accused my customers of being racist,
Wait, she stood up and she called your customers all. Everyone in here is a racist for
no,
watching
she
Fox News.
stood up, she said racist,
But
and then
think
she
about-
walked out.
Did she leave you a Google review and say you're a racist?
No. I
Okay, thank God. That's
How
good.
do you handle Google review, by the way?
That's a great way that you show your.
I say F to Google review.
Sure.
I don't do Yelp. I say F them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
because you get one nutcase that's gonna go on there and tell you a whole bunch of stuff that is not true. What are you gonna do?
You're going to answer it with what is true. And
Well,
say,
I try not to reply.
because I would reply and I would say, yes, you came into my salon or to my place of business.
Yeah.
A previous person was there. They wanted to watch the show. They were already into service at that point.
Yeah.
You can choose to leave without acting like a fool.
Yeah.
Right? Because you sound like a freaking,
A nutcase.
a nutcase.
Yeah.
Right?
But let me flip this, guys. Have you ever had a conservative come in with CNN on the TV and turn around and call everybody
Nope.
a bunch of liberal?
Never.
buffoons?
Never.
So let's talk about
Never.
the mentality, the dynamic of what just went on there. Do you feel like she was triggered? And do you feel like in her own mind she was entitled to call people that she doesn't even know a racist because of the frickin' channel they're watching?
That's what bothers me more than anything. Is
How do we overcome this?
to
guys?
accuse my customers of something that she has no idea what that person is, whether that person is married to a black guy or
That's a big point. That's a
Yeah.
big point. Yeah.
or whether that person is a lip.
So I heard something today that was a really interesting one because I think Nate and Cato, you can figure this out because it's part of your life.
Yeah.
If Iran were to nuke the United States today, who would they kill?
Everyone.
Okay, who would it be? What do you call them?
Americans.
Americans.
You kill Americans.
Yeah.
Right.
We are all Americans.
Not in
true.
their mind, though.
Yeah, but
I
here's the
think
problem, though. This is the problem, guy. We have suddenly lost sight of the fact that we are American. Yesterday, zero news coverage on frickin' Pearl Harbor.
I know.
Yeah.
December 7th.
71 years ago, we had Pearl Harbor, and they didn't cover a single lick of it yesterday at all. They didn't
Yeah.
talk about it. They were talking about COVID and cases and nonsense. And 71 years ago, a tragic accident happened by the Japanese
It was
into our
an
country.
accident.
A tragic planned attack was done by the Japanese that led to our instigation into the destruction of socialism and communism.
Yeah.
And now here we are, 71 years later, trying to bring communism back in here.
But this is something that Cato and I have talked
Yeah,
about.
so-
On multiple, this has been the source and the subject of many shows that we've had, and we find it very frustrating.
Yeah, I find that you, as an American born here, do not like socialism because of you're educated.
Sure.
For a typical American, that to call someone, or to let someone know that I'm a socialist, my dad would flip over because he's been through it. He lost everything because of socialism. So to walk up to him and say, I'm a socialist, he would flip.
Oh, yeah, I bet he
His-
would.
His business was taken away from him in Vietnam.
I bet it would. I bet he would lose his mind.
Just for the listener that may not have heard Cato before, I mean, he's a refugee who came here legally in 1978 and fought a lot of. That's a pretty shallow pour you're doing there, bro. Is that the best you can do? Come on, man.
I'm trying not to get all amped up with you, Mr. Wise Guy.
You're doing an awesome job. Both
Trying to
of
be
you.
slow.
The
Yeah, you
reason
guys
why
are
I'm
awesome.
not drinking is that I don't want to be blamed for, for
You're
things.
140 pounds dripping wet, dude. That's why you're not drinking, because your brain function will shut down within 5 minutes of your first sip. I can't wait to see how you
No,
do
is
with
that-
that
is-
cigar.
Was that a racist thing?
No, it was not. It was just stating the fact.
Yeah, just facts.
I'm sensitive.
Okay,
Were
well,
you
be
triggered?
sensitive.
I mean, were you triggered there, bro? Did I?
But so this is, it's really interesting. I want to dive into this guy because
Yeah,
I had another.
Mr. Jim wants to talk to me for a
Mr.
minute.
Jim wants to talk to you. I had a fellow practitioner make a comment on Facebook one day, offhanded, saying, "Why does a doctor have to have a political stance? Because it'll crush his business." And I sent him a private message, and I said, "I don't agree with you at all." And he goes, "Well, how can you say that?" And I said, "Because I have a completely conservative pro-Trump practice. My whole practice is 99% pure conservative." He goes, "How'd you do it?" And I go, "Well, who do I market to?" So if you have a room full of liberals and you're a conservative person, it's because your marketing sucks ass.
How do you market?
How do I market?
Yeah.
I go to conservative circles. I have a whiskey group. We have cigars. We talk about shooting guns. We go to places where conservatives hang out. Liberals get triggered when you tell them that I have a Glock 9 and I carry it in my office. And they're like,
Is that the best?
"Are you going to shoot me?" And I'm like, "No."
Really?
Is that the best you can do as a
Yeah.
Glock 9?
No, but that's my point being is I'm just giving you examples, right? Like
it's
that's just it, right? So
I know.
my point is that 99% of my patients are armed in my office. They all have guns.
Yeah.
They all show up and they like to show them. They like to sit in the waiting room and be like, "Oh, what do you got?" "Well, this is what I got. What do you have?" I'm like, "All right. What do you?"
Is that a Glock 45 in your
Yeah,
pocket?
what do you
just
guys-
happen to see me?
Hey, by the way, what insurances do you take?
None. Because insurance is for liberal scum. I don't do
Okay,
that crap.
So that's
I don't play with it. I do
Yeah.
cash because I provide a service that's valuable.
great
Good
point.
point. Good
Because
point.
he and I were talking
we were
about
talking
this.
about
yeah.
this,
So,
and I think I'm concerned about this because my daughter wants to go into the medical field. She wants to be an ER physician, and I am deeply concerned to my core that in 11 years when she becomes fully certified ER trauma surgeon, that it's going to be the socialist model where they're paying her freaking $25 an hour, and she just chunked out 12 years of college.
12 years of college, $500,000 in debt, $500,000 in debt, and you're getting paid
And
$25.
she's going to be making freaking chump change.
That's okay. Biden's going to forgive $50,000 a person.
Shut the hell up.
But here's the deal, though. This is what's nuts, right? So I was on a call today with a bunch of doctors, and I'm talking MDs, DOs. I'm in I'm the oddball, right? I'm the Cairo.
Well, I agree with that part.
And this MD is on here, and he goes, "Okay, I can't make any money."
really,
And we're like, "What are you talking about? You run a family practice." Okay, he comes in and he goes, "Okay." He goes, "I charge $400 for an evaluation. Of the $400, I get paid $99. The insurance keeps the other $301." And I was just like, "Holy!"
That's bullshit.
It's bullshit, right?
I mean,
Because you're
what
using
about
his
the
brain.
concierge? But what about the concierge model?
Oh, that's an awesome model.
And that's what you go by, right?
I do.
And do you think that more and more doctors are just going to say, "To hell with it. I'm tired
So-
of Medicare, Medicaid, all the
So-
BS."
So on the call, we built him an executive medicine practice. We said, "How do you charge $1,000 a month in order to deliver a good that helps people get better?" And he's like, "Well, I would do blood tests, and from blood tests, I would recommend this, and then I would do this and this and this." And we're like, "Well, now you have a program.
Yeah.
Right now you can bring people in and help them get healthy without having to include the freaking insurance model that got them sick."
hey Joey, you can be a consultant.
Yeah, I know. We're working on it. Don't
Really?
worry,
What's
Kato.
the
We'll
name
get
of
there.
So,
What's
but
the name of
anyway-
your consulting business?
I haven't gotten there yet. I'm working on it.
No, I'm
But
I'm
so
intrigued by
these
this
guys, though, right? That's like executive medicine of Southlake is unbelievable because they deliver a service
What
that
is that?
keeps you healthy. You haven't heard of it?
no.
Executive medicine is on the top floor of the Keller Williams building, and they do gold, platinum, or so they do platinum, gold, silver, bronze level of care based upon how you want to engage them. If you want the basic level of care, it's a couple grand a year, and that is going to cover your initial evaluation. It's going to cover your blood work. It's going to cover your annual checkups and any recommendations that come with it.
And no BS with
No
insurance.
BS.
Yeah.
No BS insurance, right?
Yeah.
But
No
then-
wait.
But wait, if you want to come in and get monthly blood work and you want to get IV recommendations, and we're going to do, fluid therapy, ozone therapy, we're going to talk about the full gamut of nutritional care so you're not developing heart disease, stroke, lung cancer, any of these things that kill Americans, it's more expensive.
You mean COVID-19 is
It
not
makes
killing the
sense,
majority
though,
of
right?
Americans?
If you want to get an IV a month that's going to be full of nutritional supplements that help you become the best version of yourself, I would pay $12,000 a year for that.
So let me ask you this. So what you're saying that eventually there's going to be a two-tier system where one that has the money, pay cash, get better services, and the others
But we
know.
already have that in Canada and UK. I mean,
Yeah, how's it work?
So
Not well.
Are we heading towards that way?
of course.
That's what we're doing right now. Why are all the doctors not taking insurance?
Yeah.
Every single doctor in Southlake, do you think they take insurance?
Man, I mean,
So you think a doctor that takes Medicaid is making money?
How much does Medicare pay me per visit with a patient?
75? I don't know. I'm just throwing out a number.
$19.21
God.
minus taxes, so we're down
Are
to
you
17
kidding
bucks
me?
and 25 cents.
And you have to see that person
And
for
I
half
have
an
to
hour.
take Medicare, and you have to see them, right? And the patient on the other flip side of the equation is paying me 115 an hour, or 115 a
Wow.
visit to see me. So what do? How do you offset that
Your reimbursement is $20 essentially for
on
a patient.
Medicare? Yeah.
How the hell do you justify that?
You can't.
So, but they force you to take the Medicare.
They force you to take Medicare. You, as a chiropractor, you cannot opt out of Medicare. MDs can, so can DOs.
So what do you do when these guys come in with their $20 in their pocket?
I take care of them the same way that I take care of somebody that pays me 115.
What about Medicaid?
Don't take it.
Well, I mean, like doctors, they do. have
There
to
are
take-
doctors who do take it.
but they can refuse taking Medicaid.
They can refuse to take it.
So
But I mean,
Medicaid-
they're few and far between, right? You're going to find them in like the middle of Irving, or they're going to be over in South Dallas, right? They're not going to be in Southlake. You're not going to see Medicaid out here.
Did you know that I used to be an office manager?
Sure,
Yeah, at a
at a clinic,
urgent care.
at an urgent care facility.
So there was this one patient that came in Medicaid. Boy, she demanded a whole bunch of stuff. And usually, I'm not trashing Medicaid patients, but some of them can be really demanding.
They can
Yeah,
because they've
because-
gotten crap service
I know.
for years.
I know that's why.
And then you're a good person,
Yeah.
and you want to help them,
Yeah,
and they're going to try to walk all over you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but don't they wonder why they're getting crap service because they're reimbursing you a professional $20
They don't know that part.
or maybe they don't care about that.
They don't
part.
care about that part. The Medicare patients have no idea. I had a Medicare patient come in one day, and she goes, "Dr. Kramer, I looked at my Medicare receipt for how much you charge, and you should get paid more money." Is what she said to me, and I can't physically charge her more money because she's Medicare.
God, this conversation's totally off the rails, but
it's your fault.
It's your
phenomenally-
fault, dude. I mean,
it-
you're just taking me down the rabbit hole.
You're blowing my brain here, though. Seriously, I didn't realize that you had to have this duck soup crap stuck down your throat. I didn't realize that if a Medicare patient walks in the door,
You can't refuse them.
that's against the law,
It's against the law. Chiropractic office.
and
against
there's
the law.
there's no way around it.
No way around it. In fact, if you have a Medicare patient in your office that you are charging cash, and Medicare finds out, it's $10,000 a visit.
Well, is that a federal law? Or is it a state law?
So it's state by state. I think it's a federal law, actually. I would say that in the chiropractic, no, it's Texas Medical Association controls it. So that's where 10 grand a pop. So we're charged state by state.
That's insane.
A chiropractor license has to take Medicare. So no, it's a federal law. Yeah.
Wow.
But doesn't
Nationwide.
Medicare ever say, well, wait a second, why does Joy Kramer want to be a chiropractor when he's going to make $20 a freaking patient? I mean,
Because they don't say that stuff. They don't care about us.
and it's politically driven, right? Those are all,
It's all politically driven. The whole thing.
and that's a federal law,
Federal law. Medicare's federal.
a
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi law.
Hey, let's do another podcast over this. Let's go back to it.
Oh man, I
What-
tell you what, 40 minutes has just flown by
Oh, it's
because I
just
didn't
40?
realize. I'm sorry about sucking you down the rabbit hole, but
Suck me down the rabbit hole, brother.
I don't think I like the sound of that.
But I mean, that's part of the problem, right? So what we're running into is what we just discussed. This is socialistic medicine, right?
It's
So
scary.
you hear about Canada where it takes 6 months to get into a doctor. You hear about Europe where you can't go see a practitioner,
Dentist.
right? But if you have private insurance or private cash, you get to the premium people. You get the best service ever.
Yeah, well, without going into the specifics of my operation, it was elective surgery. And a friend of mine, she lives in Canada, and we were talking about it. And she makes the parting comment. She goes, my operation didn't cost me anything. And she goes, how much did it cost you? I go, well, it cost me $2,000 after insurance. And then I asked her, I said, well, once you decided you wanted the operation, how long did it take you to get on the table? She goes, 2 years. I said it took me 2 months.
So 2 years, right?
2 years.
So what disease process took place in those 2 years?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, if you told me that I had torn ACL and I had to wait 2 years for a surgery, what happens? I
Right.
mean, your knees are wasted. Your leg will be gone. You won't have any strength.
And that's why these guys just flood over the border from Canada to get substantive operations, particularly if you're over 50, 55 and in London, Paris, places like that. They come to New York City to get meaningful operations.
So these Canadians that come down, they love our medical system, and then they talk about how conservative we are and how.
Yeah, then they like to badmouth how conservative we
Yeah.
are.
It's terrible, isn't it?
Yeah, I ran into a few, and
It's hypocrisy.
Yeah,
It's
I'm-
insane.
I'm
It's
like-
because, it's the same way that we talk about this. Texas that we created has been one of the greatest states, the most prosperous states, the most, recession-proof states in the entire 50 states that make the United
Gee, I
States.
wonder why.
Why? Because we have a conservative background. Our entire state is, designated to create wealth, right?
Hey, I just got my "Don't California My South Lake" T-shirt.
Okay, so then what happens? All the Californians move here, and then they vote the way they voted in California, and now we have people shitting on politicians' doorsteps in Dallas, and you're like, what? What do you want, man?
Dude,
Like, what do you want here?
Go to Amarillo sometime when you have nothing better to do and watch the freaking conga line of cars that are eastbound out of LA that have left that freaking hellhole that they have created.
They created.
And what are they doing? They're moving here to Texas.
They're moving
and
here
the
because we
exact
have a
same
great
thing.
place to be, and now they're voting the same damn way.
what
I
they're
mean,
doing
Tarrant
to
County
Austin.
almost turned blue, right?
Look at Austin.
Austin's insane.
It's totally insane. They've lost their mind. Their
No.
mayor is a freaking knucklehead.
Yeah.
So, don't you think that's natural for things to decay
That's
eventually?
That's not a natural
No,
evolution.
why
You
is
don't
it?
think so?
No, I don't think
That's
so.
a cancer, man.
Well,
So how come South Dakota can be the way they are? They haven't shut down at all. They
I'm
give
moving
the
to South
big middle
Dakota.
finger, man.
give it a few more
Governor's
years.
so good looking, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah, she is.
Oh, she's gonna be president one day, I think.
I think the next one up is Ted Cruz. That's my route.
No,
I voted for him.
Yeah, I
mean,
did too.
I'd vote for him too, but I'd rather have the one I don't want to see become president is what's her name, from North Carolina or
Oh, I thought you were going to say Kamala Harris because Joe Biden is going to, suddenly become ill.
Whitmer, is it Whitmer?
that's
Minnesota.
my head banging against a microphone.
He loves Kamala.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing though. You can sleep your way to the top in almost any job in America. It's pretty, and I'm not talking nocturnally either.
So I'll tell you what, it's pretty interesting.
Well, you're into rest though, right? You did tell me that one of the things you do is improve the sleep cycle.
We do improve sleep.
What could you do for Kamala, or is it Kamala?
I don't know. I can maybe knock the liberal out of her if I hit her hard enough. we could do
no
that.
violence.
No violence. Okay. No violence
I
here.
mean, just because you look like Magilla Gorilla's brother.
So this is the big deal, right? It's funny to me. So you're talking about that, sleep your way to the top. Today we had a conversation about continuing education. You know what the number one continuing education subject is in a chiropractic office?
What?
Don't screw your patients.
What's a
You mean physically?
Physically have sex with them. The
Oh.
number one malpractice suit is chiropractors having sex with their patients.
Really?
You know what the number two malpractice suit is?
nah? You're scaring me.
Screwing Medicare. You know what the number three one is?
Sheep.
Don't screw your patients. That's my answer for you.
Wow. How about bovine?
What about bovine? We can do that. I mean,
We can't. Cut him off.
Pass.
Push a drink. Yeah, push a drink over to Cato.
But I mean,
over
we're
and
talking
finish
about
it off.
conservatives, right? So conservative ownership of a business, I think it's one of the greatest backbones of America. That's what we were created on. That's what developed this country. That's what made this into the country that it is.
Yeah.
And present day, they're trying to stomp it out and trying to create a universal income to where all of the small business owners have to depend entirely upon the government. And then you have the very wealthy, right? This is credit card Vietnam. This is going into China. This is the same thing Russia did, right? You create the Politburo. They're a whole bunch of rich ass people, and you make everybody else poor, and then you make them have to depend upon the government for universal income.
Dr. Joy Kramer, Hope
That's it. So what's
Chiropractic,
happening, man?
Southlake, Texas.
We're going to hell.
Cato.
We're going to hell.
Yeah.
So what?
Kate-
They want to give you $1,500 to get vaccinated? That's what they want to do now. I mean, come on, get out of here. This is insane.
Cato Ton. I think we're going to wrap it at 6 o'clock. We've got a cigar club to go to as soon as this is over. I think we're perfectly
I think we need to do a
primed.
part two.
A part
we need to
two.
have part two of this and three. So we need to bring this back.
Well,
No doubt about it.
so the next one we're going to talk about, same thing or about medical practice?
I don't know. We're going to talk.
I think we need to talk about conservative. It doesn't matter.
But does it make a
Conservative.
damn? Because
think-
we came
I
in here
think-
talking about coming out of the closet, and what did we end up with?
Well,
Talking
what is-
about
what's
Kamala
your-
Harris.
what is-
I'm coming out of the closet.
Kato, tell me what's your number one thing? White man have no balls.
That's
White
it.
men don't have balls, and Well, Joey, you do have balls.
How do you know?
I don't know about Guy here.
How do you
I got
know?
3 kids, brother. I already made those. You got to have testicles to make them. Come on, brother.
I'm an Asian and I do have balls a little small.
Yeah. That's a personal problem. I bet Joey can fix you up. You got a massage that. Oh, well, I'm stopping there. So,
I heard you have to go to Dragon House for that one.
Oh, yeah. I took
he
him there.
took me out to dinner there.
Guess what?
Out to lunch.
He ate like a quarter of it, of the dish.
I can only, I can only eat
So
like 3 ounces
I
of
treated
food
him
a day.
a dish of Chinese, and he ate a quarter of
Did
the
you get him
dish.
the Shaolin Bao?
No, I had him. No.
No.
You like that?
I love Shaolin Bao, dude.
I
That
know, it's
stuff's
very good,
unbelievable.
isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So Dragon House.
Dragon House good. But anyhow, thanks everybody for coming on and talking to us today, and appreciate it. And one of the episode is with Kato Tan. It's White Men Don't Have Balls. Go back and listen to it. It's pretty good. I think it's pretty funny. Thanks for listening to us. Join us. You guys have a great day. God bless. Thank you.
Thank you.